Hello everybody, what's up? CaptainTurbo here, and welcome to the third year retrospective. Oh, the third year anniversary retrospective. I already screwed that up. This is gonna go great, I can tell. Alright guys, we're technically just done with year 3. It's been 3 very long years now since I started this channel, and well, it's actually been more than 3 years, but 3 years since my channel officially started up, I should say. Started on November the 11th, 2013, and now it's November the 11th, 2016. And it's been a very interesting year for multiple reasons. So, let's talk about some of the things that's been happening over the course of the last 12 months. Alright, so if any of you have been watching for a long time, you know I used to upload 3 times a week. That has significantly gone down. I can't remember when it was exactly I stopped doing it like that. I think it was December of last year, but don't quote me on that. I think it was during the Crash Bandicoot 2 Let's Play. I got to the point where I didn't have that much footage left, and I wasn't really in the best place to be recording. So it ended up being me only being able to do this once in a while and just recording footage where and when I could. That hasn't changed. In fact, if anything, it's got worse. Now, if anybody knows me very at all, then you know I don't like to record Let's Plays anyway. I don't like to record Let's Plays when someone else is in the house with me. It's a mental thing. I can't do anything about it. It's just the way I am. And unfortunately, my mom suffers from a few different problems like rheumatoid arthritis, something I can't remember the freaking name of it. It's essentially affects the brain and stuff. And essentially, she's had to quit working. She calls it a sabbatical, but I don't think any of us are expecting her to go back to work at this point. She simply would struggle to work like 2 days a week or something at this point. It's gotten that bad. And to be honest, the only reason I shouldn't say the only reason, it's getting to the point now where I'm only able to record Let's Play stuff once in a blue moon, as in I've had 2 recording sessions over the course of the last 2 months, maybe 3 months. So it is essentially coming down to getting in a spare hour here and there now. Which brings me to a bit of a problem I was noticing earlier today, actually, when I was recording something. I am going to go and do more post-com stuff. Now, usually I wouldn't prefer to do this, and this is going to be strictly for certain things. I'm only going to do post-com stuff for things I am not fully confident in my ability to play. Like if I was playing like Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or something, I wouldn't do post-com, because I know I can knock that game out in an hour. Chaos Emeralds and all. Same for Sonic 2, same for Sonic 1. However, for something like Final Fantasy 4, which is what I'm still recording at the moment, I've noticed I've been having some issues with some of the bosses and stuff, and it's impeding my process, and I don't have the time to keep trying, and I'll just come back to this tomorrow, because I don't have the time for that. I can record at any point, I just can't do commentary at any point, so unfortunately I'm going to have to start doing certain games post-com from this point forward. I have, apart from FF4, which I still need to finish, because we're in the second half now, so that's just basically a matter of time. The next 2 will be post-com. Mainly just due to the fact that, one, there's like 2 bosses that are a pain in the ass and it would take too long to do live, and the second one I only know the first half of the game well. It's not. They're both platformers, old school platformers, so they're not that hard, but I'm not that familiar with them. Another one I'm gonna do is another 3D platform. I'm not gonna spoil what it is. That I can do live because it won't take me long, and I know the game pretty well. So yeah, it's basically going to be a bit of a mix-up from this point forward. Post-com and live-com. It's just easier that way for me to do. Also, if you've been watching my channel this past year, you will notice that I've also started streaming. My internet is really good now, like really good. This is something I've been after for years. I couldn't even tell you when. And I've been wanting to stream for about 2 years as well, and finally I was able to start doing it. I think, let me check when my first stream was. Uh, Probably should have gotten this up when before I did it. 1 second. I'm just going into my videos and I can tell you then when it was. My first stream was on September the 10th, so a little over a month ago, about a month and a half ago now. And I've streamed a couple times since then. In fact, I've streamed and finally beaten Super Mario Bros. 3, which I'm very proud of because I've never beaten the game before. And I've never really played much of the game since. The last time I played it was for the SLPH race, and the time before that I was probably an early teenager, maybe 13. I'm not sure. So yeah, streaming is something that I do occasionally do on Saturday nights. Sometimes maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be Saturday nights. It can be any night of the week. But when I stream, it is usually around 1 a.m. that I start. British time, obviously, you figure out your own time zone from that. And I do enjoy it. I mean, I've enjoyed all 4 streams that I've done so far. I did try doing Rayman the other week. Unfortunately, I kind of fucked up OBS's screen capture. So it was getting a very tiny square in the center instead of full screen. And for some reason, I couldn't get certain levels to play their music. Even though sound effects were still working, the music just would not tune up. And I have actually not sure how to fix that because I've tried the 2 emulators that I usually use for PlayStation games, and neither one is responding well to Rayman's music. So I'll see if I can find a way to fix that. Other things that's been happening over the course of the last 12 months is I started up 2 new channels and sadly had to cancel one of them. First of all, let's go for the one that was cancelled. Thunder and I started up a wrestling podcast channel called Press Circle the Pin, which is a reference to wrestling games. And it was going well. We started in January, did the Royal Rumble, and we went all the way up until, I think, let me just get the channel up here. I think we went up until just before SummerSlam, so the last episode would have been episode 9, which was, Battleground 2006, and we did 9 episodes in total over the course of about 6 months or something like that. Unfortunately, again, because my mom had to go on sabbatical and all that, it just left very little time to actually do this type of thing anymore. And it was all... We did try doing it late at night once, which was Battleground, but we couldn't really get into the swing of it that way, and it felt a lot more... How can I put this? More boring, I guess I could say. I wasn't on my best form because it was late at night and I couldn't go over the top in terms of like, holy fuck, and stuff like that. It was great and stuff like that. I had to be a lot more toned down, and ultimately I just lost any passion I had for it. But if you're interested at all in seeing it, all 9 episodes are on the Press Circle the Pin channel. You can find the link in... you can find the channel just by going onto my channels and seeing the affiliates thing. The other channel that I started is actually going well. I actually started this pretty much a few weeks after my 2nd year anniversary, and it's the Let's Play Alliance. This originally came about after... if you saw my Crash Bandicoot 2 Let's Play, then you saw the post-commentary section, which was after I beat the game and had to go back and gem hunt. I brought along Mickey J789, who I'd recently met a couple months before that, and he and I just had a blast. It's hard. I don't usually find someone I can feel that comfortable with and can just click within a second for someone with commentary. But for him and me, it was... Well, for me anyway, in regards to the 2 of us, it was just like, alright, this could work. Because at the time, this time last year, I was very creatively drained. I didn't particularly care anymore about doing this YouTube thing. I was pretty much just doing it out of habit. And I figured... I was already figuring to maybe try and do something as a group And originally it was just going to be me and Michael. And we recorded some stuff. We recorded Sonic 1, Mario 1, and Mega Man 2, and some multiplayer stuff here and there. And just as we put the first episode live on New Year's Day, either that day or the next day after that, or something like that, it was in the first week of the new year, Michael ended up getting a job. Now, he doesn't have the job now, but he had it for a couple months, and it really put a strain on meeting up for commentary. So we essentially, the two-man group came to a fucking plethora of different people who've jumped in and out, and it's the way it is now. You know, we've got Sir Kun, we got Lady Lexus, Thunder joined us, some of the GRA guys like Kazuko, and Massmade Majora, Pyro Vixen. I'm just trying to think of people's names off the top of my head. We've basically got a bunch of people in at this point. We've had more than 10 at certain points. And everyone's done a little bit here and there, whether it be multiplayer or joining for commentary. You know, we've done plenty of stuff over the course of the last year. You know, Michael and I have done Mass Effect 1. That was completed. That was the channel's first big project. Currently, we have Castlevania Symphony of the Night going on, which Paris recorded, and I'm doing co-commentary for, and we just get a guest in every so often. Paris also did A Link to the Past. I appeared for a couple episodes, but I missed, like, the last 7 episodes. He only stopped for the first 3. He's also doing The Binding of Isaac, but he hasn't done that for a while, so I don't know what's going on there. I've currently got Fable Anniversary, which is Michael and I's second project together. Thunder and I doing Saints Row, also recorded by me, and I feel like I'm forgetting something here. Let me just check, because I do have everything backed up on my computer. The Sonic Geek from the Super LP Heroes and I recently raced Sonic 06. That is actually finished. That's going up every Monday currently on the channel if you have any interest in watching that whatsoever. I would actually recommend it, because it is actually quite good. But yeah, we've had a crap ton of stuff to do. We also do a bunch of multiplayer stuff. We've done Minecraft. We've done plenty of Town of Salem, Brawlhalla. We did do a little bit of Left 4 Dead 2, but we haven't done any in a while. Cards Against Humanity, Golf with Your Friends, Shell Shock, 100% Orange, just that type of thing. You know, we've done plenty of stuff, and we will keep doing stuff. We upload. I make sure there's at least one Let's Play or commentary video per week, and I make sure there's one multiplayer video per week. Currently there's 3 videos going up per week because there's also the Sonic 06 race, but I wouldn't expect that too often. But yeah, that's all LPA stuff. That's still going strong. We definitely have more than enough to lead us into the new year. Hopefully it keeps going strong, and that's something I really have to say about that. If you haven't checked it out, I would definitely recommend going and check it out. There's some really funny moments. We're not PG though, so I will say that here and there. You know, we're all very foul-mouthed individuals on the channel, so, and we all have some very fucking weird problems that seriously need getting sorted out, because, oh my god, some of the jokes told on there is horrendous. But that's LPA stuff. Over the course of the last year on this channel, my own channel of course, since this is the 3-year anniversary for here, let's talk about some of the stuff I've uploaded over the course of the last 12 months. And I'm trying to talk very slowly because I need to get back onto my channel so I can see the playlist selection. Alright, last 12 months, I believe the first thing coming into the new year was Crash Bandicoot 2. I think it went pretty well. The first half went well enough when I was doing it alone, considering I was in a pretty I'd hit a creative brick wall. As I said, the second half led to the creation of the LPA, so that'll always be good. My second was actually a pretty long one, considering I'm only doing one video per week now. It was Sonic Adventure DX, one of my favourite games of all time. I don't know whether my commentary was up to par, but the gameplay was fine. The commentary wasn't terrible, at least I don't think it was. And it went pretty well. Then we had Gunstar Heroes. I enjoyed it when I had to practice for the SLPH race. Figured the Let's Play would go well. It went pretty decently, I thought. Nothing special, but nothing terrible either. Sonic Advance. I didn't do much there. I just did Sonic's story. I didn't even bother going for the Chaos Emeralds, but I did use a password in order to get to the final true boss. Again, I think it went all right. Didn't really have any problem with it. That was actually a revisit though, because I actually did Sonic Advance around summer of last year actually, but it was terrible because again I was in a pretty bad place at the time, so I scrapped it. But I think the revisit went pretty well overall. Next up we have Chippendale Rescue Rangers. A very short Let's Play because it's a short game, but I did pen it out by doing all the levels. I actually felt this one went quite well if I recall. Nothing else to really say there. Next we have Spiral the Dragon. And this I'm in two minds about, mainly because I can now beat this game in about under 2 hours. At least normally, anyway. And my Let's Play was recorded quite a while ago, so it doesn't really stand up to par with my current ability. I thought, again, the first 6 or 7 parts were okay, minus Treetops. But as soon as I got to like the last 2 worlds, things definitely started going downhill. Again, not a terrible Let's Play for me, at least. But definitely could have probably been, I'll just say should have been a lot better than it ended up actually being. I will point out right now, I'm recording this not on my actual anniversary, so I may be incorrect about what goes up next. I believe up next is Ghostbusters, 1-part Let's Play, and it went okay. I did this post-commentary because fuck trying to do this live. I felt it went well enough. I showed off a glitch and all that, and I think it was actually one of my better Let's Plays because I've just, that was during a time where I recorded like 2 post-con. Yeah, I recorded that and I recorded the next Let's Play that's going up. You may have already seen part 1, I'm not sure, of the one following Ghostbusters, but I'm going to end it there actually for now because I don't want to spoil anything in case my way of thinking this is wrong with what's coming up next. But yeah, in terms of things, projects and stuff for the new year, unfortunately for now, I have no plans to go back to more than 1 video per week. Again, this is just purely for the fact that it gives me plenty of time to how can I put it? It gives me enough time where I can wait until I've got an opportunity to record again. Like I said, I recorded a couple parts of the Let's Play today, and I've already spoiled what it was, I think, so screw that, but never mind. But these moments are becoming harder and harder to obtain, unless I was doing it at night, and I wouldn't be able to talk how can I put this? Energetically, for lack of a better term, about what it is I'm playing, what it is I'm doing. It would be rather withdrawn, withheld, and all that, unless I had people there. But, for me, I want this to still just be my channel. I want this to just be me playing video games. If I'm streaming, that's a different story altogether. I don't mind if people join me in, like, Discord or Skype or wherever. But when it's a Let's Play, I would rather keep it to myself at this point. Because I have the Let's Play Alliance now, which is actually already approaching its 2nd year. It's a 1-year anniversary itself. I need to try and schedule something special for that, actually. And I don't know, really. All I can say is I expect some more live streams at some point. Those definitely will be coming up. I just don't know when. Again, those are just sort of once every so often when I'm in the mood to stream. Let's Play-wise, as I think I've mentioned a couple times in videos, but I'll just say it again right now, I am trying to limit Let's Plays where no Let's Play will go more than 30 parts. Because that's more than half a year right there with the current setup. Sonic Adventure went 21 parts, that's 21 weeks out of 52 for the entire year. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep it a little bit less. I'm trying to keep everything a little bit down with that at the moment, because that means that generally RPGs, for the most part, will be out. This isn't necessarily going to be strictly true for every RPG, But things like Dragon Age or Skyrim or some shit like that, that would have to be relegated to just streams rather than Let's Plays at the moment. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about. I reached over 60 subscribers, so big thank you to everyone that did subscribe to me. Obviously, at this point, on the actual anniversary, it could have gone back down to 59 or so. But I have managed to obtain a couple more subscribers over the course of the last 12 months, which I'm very grateful for. Don't get me wrong, I always am grateful to anyone that subscribes. Unfortunately, I'm still packing the same PC I was last year. So some stuff is definitely still going to be out of the question for streaming. I wanted to stream Divinity Dragon Commander, but unfortunately my computer can't run it very well, at least not very smoothly and stuff like that. A couple more things I will talk about actually is my capture cards. I actually have two now. I have a old, and I apologize if I'm saying this term incorrectly, a Harpage, or a Hapage, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'll just call it a Harpod. I have an old version, and I have a PVR2, which means I can now capture my PS3, my PS4, because I do it on the PS4 now, and my Xbox 360 footage, and with the old one, I can also do the same with the Wii, which is how I captured the footage for the Xenoblade Chronicles review earlier this year. I don't have a large library of PlayStation 4 games yet. I have, let me check, Fallout 4, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Final Fantasy Type 0. And I'll be getting the FF15 probably next month. Actually, this month when this video goes up. So, yeah, I have a couple plans in place for certain games that I have. Like, for instance, doing the Fable trilogy for the 360 would not be out of the question because I know that trilogy pretty well. And as I said, we're already doing Fable 1 on the LPA, but I probably will do it for my own channel at some point as well as a Let's Play. Just because it's a pretty easy game. Trilogy, actually. In fact, the second and the third one, you can't even die, so... I don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm going to sign this off in a moment. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, actually something I will talk about before I go is what to expect for the coming year. As I said, one video still per week, unless I'm streaming, where it'll obviously be two. In terms of Let's Plays, I've already mentioned I've been recording the Final Fantasy game recently. That is definitely looking at less than 30 parts, but it won't surprise me if it hits 30 exactly. I will extend one part if I have to by 30, a couple more minutes in order to keep it down to 30 at the very least. Thankfully, it's going fairly well though, apart from my recording session earlier today where I had to rage quit because I was getting so pissed off at one of the bosses. After that, I got two old school platformers, as I mentioned, ready to go. I just need to do commentary for. After that, I'm going to be doing a 3D one live. Probably won't be as long as Adventure 1. Sonic Adventure 1, that is. I would probably guess this one's going to be about 17 parts, maybe? I'm not sure. I haven't recorded it yet. After that, I don't have any plans, so I have my next 3 lined up, and one of them will end up being my 50th, by the way. I will have finally reached 50 Let's Plays. And then I also have another platformer planned, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to be doing that one live or post commentary. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. And I think that's about it for plans at the moment. As I said, don't be surprised if you see Fable next year, but at the same time, maybe the year after. I'm not sure. With the 1 a week video thing at the moment, it could be a while before you start seeing that. And you know what, guys, I'm going to leave this off now because it's been over 20 minutes. In fact, it's been nearly 25 minutes. Alright, so that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I've got a bunch of stuff ready for you guys for this 3-year anniversary week. I don't know what else I'm going to plan for the time being. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you everyone who's ever subscribed to me. And hopefully I'll see you for year 4 as well. Until then, sayonara everybody.